let's try it this way here. As we welcome you back here, and I had hit the wrong button on the board. I was talking to myself. No one else was listening to me. We are back here at Bob Sheldon Field, getting set for first pitch of game number 2 of our doubleheader, as Pierre State will take on Brookings Bandits. Coming up here in just a little bit, we can go through the starting lineups. We can first start with Pierre State. It'll be Nolan Peterson to lead things off. He is catching. George Staley will bat second and play center field. Charlie Simpson, the right fielder, will bat third. Sun and Shine will be the cleanup man playing left field. J.J. Buckles, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Bridger Babcock, the DH, will bat sixth. Dawson Guess will bat seventh and play shortstop, batting ninth. Cooper Twilger will be on the mound for Post State here in game number 2 of our doubleheader. For the Brookings Bandits, it is going to be a similar lineup to what they had, maybe a little bit different in how they are lining things up. But most of the same guys are going to be in the plates. Owen Schneider is leading things off. He is the third baseman now here in game number 2. Breck Hershoff will bat second and play center field. Zach Struck, the shortstop, will bat third. Addison Ronning, the first baseman, will bat fourth. Tane Frederick will be the DH, batting fifth. Sam Johnson, the catcher, will bat sixth. Jack Merritt, the second baseman, batting seventh. Austin Clark will play right field and bat eighth. Tate Hembolt will be the left fielder, batting ninth. And David Brink is on the mound for Brookings in game 2 of our doubleheader. Both teams have exchanged lineup cards. Brookings is just about to set to take the field, so we will step aside for 2 minutes. Come back with first pitch after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com. Appointments for sprinkler system service call. Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning to dakotasprinkler.com today.
Wind won't always be at your back. Sun won't always be shining. And some rain is fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas, the line to power.
And we welcome you back. We are set for game 2. You listen to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station as we are set and ready to rock and roll from Bob Sheldon Field as David Brink is on the mound fishing of his warm-up tosses, and we are just about ready to roll in our second game of our doubleheader. First one was a doozy. Even though it was a 1-0 finish, it was a doozy to see how good pitching was for both those teams. But unfortunately for Post State, they were on the short end of that 1-0 loss. As Nolan Peterson will step to the plate. He is the catcher here in game number 2 as well, so he gets double duty behind the plate and will get us started for the second time in as many games. As the first pitch from David Brink, he is waiting on his catcher, Sam Johnson. Here is the first pitch. That is upstairs for ball 1. Underway at 7:09 here in game number 2. Lights are on here at Bob Sheldon Field, although the way the lights look here at Bob Sheldon Field, you can't see that they're on. But unless you're underneath those lights, as that one is fouled away by Peterson, the right side, and the count's now 1-1. It is 66 degrees here at game time temperature. Feel like 65. Winds are 8 miles out of the east-northeast, gusting at 13. Dew point at 50 degrees here for game 2 of our doubleheader. 1-1 here from David Brink. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. So far, David Brink, well, not so far, but last season, Brink threw 18 innings in 3 starts and 3 relief appearances. He was 0-3 with a 6.61 ERA and a 2.11 whip. That one is just a bit upstairs, and the count is now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nolan Peterson. Batting average against at 264. As he looks to retire the leadoff man here in game 2. 2-2 pitch. Taken for strike 3, and Peterson will go down looking to open up game 2. And it will bring up now George Stalley. Tate Hembold is out in left. Brett Kershoff in center. Austin Clark is out in right field. Owen Schneider at third. Zach Struck at shorts. Jack Merritt at second. Addison Ronning at first. Sam Johnson behind the plates. And David Brink will throw the first pitch here to George Stalley. That pitch will miss inside for ball 1. Only one guy with a base hit, Trevor Rounds, who was not in the lineup in game number 2. He had the lone hit, an infield single. In game number 1, that one hit, 8-inning shutout, as that one's on the outside edge and taken for a strike, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Here's the number 2 hitter in George Stalley. Cooper Twilliger will get the start in game 2 of the season for Post States. He just came out of the left field bullpen. That one is upstairs, and the count's now 2-1. He is not in the batting order. They are DHing for him, and we go from high school to Legion baseball, where they play by American League rules, where you are DHing for the pitcher only. You cannot DH for the left fielder or first baseman, whatever it might be. You got to DH for the pitcher, or you're not DHing at all. As that one will miss, and the count's now 3-1. And obviously, there is the, I have fun saying it, you know, if the guy is pitting in the order as a pitcher, it's a historic National League lineup, not a traditional National League lineup. 3-1 pitch to Stalley. He'll get a piece of it fouled away. That was a good hitter's count. Tried to put a good swing on it, but fouled it out of play, and the count's now 3-2. Miles Doyle was excellent on the mound in game 1. 13 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. No decision in the loss, but was so good it almost got through 7 shutout innings. That 3-2 pitch will miss. It'll be ball 4, and the one-out walk issued to Stalley. And Post State has got somebody on base. Stalley was the first one to reach base in game 1, but it came all the way in the 4th inning instead of here in the 1st. And it brings up Charlie Simpson. Simpson, the right fielder. Again, he also went off the 7th inning where Post State sacrificed bunt to get the runner into score position, but failed to cash in. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. They're straight away here for Charlie Simpson. There's several fans sitting out in the hill out in right field. Not a bad spot to catch a game. That one will miss low. The throw to second will not be in time. Stalley will swipe second, stays on the bag, and with the turf, you got to make sure that you don't overslide the bag, and Stalley slides in safely with a stolen base, and he is now in scoring position. This is the location for the state tournament as well this summer. Bob Sheldon will host here in Brookings, and I would think that, depending on how hot it might be, as Simpson will pop this up on the right side. Going to be a tough play back by the line. The catch is made by the first baseman Ronning. No chance for Stalley to tag, and there's 2 down, and rightfully so, does not tag. Don't want to make that third out at third base. And it brings up Sutton Sunshine, who will get his first varsity at-bat, the Senior Legion side. And there is 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Sunshine hit 167, did hit a home run as well. 4 runs driven in the spring season. Looking to drive in his first run here for the 2024 summer. That one's fouled on a play on the right side. While Post State still looking for that first run of the summer. Only giving up just 1 run, an unearned run. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be missing high and outside, and the count's even at a ball and a strike here to the cleanup man, Sunshine. Sunshine hit his home run at Harmon Park. Early portion of the season. A 3-run homer for Sunshine. 1-1 pitch. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. And David Brink trying to get out of this inning with that runner in score position. The 1-2 pitch. That is outside. Good take there from Sunshine. Saw that all the way through. That's a tough one to lay off of, but one to take, and one that the left side of the Brookings infield and field thought it would have been strike 3. But instead now the count is 2-2. Here's a 2-2. Sunshine's able to find it off. Found on a play. And we'll do it again here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Post State is off the rest of the weekend after this ball game concludes. They will be back at home, at home for the first time this summer on Tuesday against Renner. Then we travel up to Mandan on Wednesday in a non-league game, non-league doubleheader. And that is my favorite ballpark to go to. 2-2 pitch. That one is taken on the outside corner for strike 3. And it will retire the side. 2 strikeouts the inning for David Brink. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Half an inning in the books here in Game 2. No score between Pierre and Brookings. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is the proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the family. Apply to a CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
It is the bottom of the first inning. No score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. The batting order for the Brookings Bandits: Owen Schneider to lead things off, followed by Breck Hershoff, Zach Struck, the shortstop. Addison Ronning will be the first baseman, the cleanup spot again. Tate Frederick, the DH, batting 5th. Sam Johnson, the catcher, will bat 6th. Jack Merritt, the second baseman, batting 7th. Austin Clark, the right fielder, about 8th, and Tate Hembolt rounds out the order, batting 9th and playing left field for the Bandits here in Game 2. They go against Cooper Twilliger, who in the spring season, we'll give him your spring season stats first, and then we'll backtrack into last summer as well. And his first varsity action was last summer. Twilliger went 21 2/3 innings, which was 3rd most on the team. He was 2-0 on the season in his 4 starts and 1 relief appearance, 5 appearances overall, 13 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned, 24 walks, 23 strikeouts. He hit 5 men, 1.94 ERA and a 1.71 whip, batting average against at 171. Batting average with runners in scoring position at 162. He was very good, especially down the stretch of the season. First pitch is over for strike one, and that is going to be the key for Cooper Twilliger in this ball game here in game number 2 is first pitch strikes have got to be there for Cooper Twilliger. The 0-1 is going to be outside, and the count's now 1-1. He is very good, but the walks are what hurt him the most. Was 24 walks. He gave up 13 hits and 24 walks in 21 2/3 innings. Those walks even go down by half. That one will be outside. The release point way too late for Twilliger, and the count's now 2-1. If he knocks down those walks here this summer, oh boy, is he going to be a great pitcher in the state here in 2024. That one will miss just low, and the count's now 3-1. I mean, he had in the springtime, he had loaded the bases with 3 walks, and he got 3 strikeouts. I mean, he was consistently a little inconsistent at times. That'll be a leadoff walk to Owen Schneider. That's hardly any walks have been issued so far today for both sides, but a walk in the first, in the top of the first. Now walk to the leadoff man here in the bottom of the first, and it brings up Brett Kershaw. Last summer, he threw 20 innings in 4 starts and 7 appearances overall. He gave up 29 hits, 38 runs, 26 earned, 19 walks, 10 strikeouts. The ERA was 9.1, the whip was 2.4. Batting average against it 326, as that one will miss low for ball 1. But that was a guy that, got called up as after his 8th grade season and going into his freshman year. That's a hard thing to do. And there's not a lot of guys that have done something like that. As the 1-0 pitch is over for a strike, the count's now 1-1. You go back to McGuire Rasky being one of those guys, Garrett Stout being one of those guys. It's a short list. I mean, it's a good list to be on, but it's a short list of guys that were playing senior Legion baseball after their 8th grade year. 1-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. And as he stands over the mountains on top of the hill, there's a reason. I mean, just looking at him, there's a reason why he's up here and why he was up here last summer as well. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A long look, the pitch, swing, and a foul. Just barely getting a piece of it was Hershoff. Just able to fight that one away. He was fooled, but got a piece of it. He reached base 3 of the 4 times he came to the plate in game 1, went 2 for 4 overall with back-to-back hits in his first 2 trips to the plate. And he reached on an error in the 7th inning, make that the 8th inning, and scored the winning run. And they'll go the other way with it, where it was pitched, and it's flown out to right field, and it'll be caught by Charlie Simpson out in right field. There's one down here in the bottom of the first. And it will bring up the number 3 hitter in Zach Struck. Struck had one of those other 2 hits that was picked up by Brookings. Owen Schneider, who got a hit, Hershoff with 2 hits, and then Struck with a hit. The first 3 hitters combined for those 4 hits. First pitch is low and away for ball 1 to Zach Struck. Super senior for the Brookings Bandits. Here's the 1-0 pitch. I want to miss low, and the count's now 2-0. It's equate him to what Matt Hansen was last year for Post State, where did not play, and even Bennett Dean the year prior and before that did not play college baseball. I guess Isaac Pollock the same way. Did not play college baseball, but came back and ended up playing as a super senior for Post State, and for Struck, playing for Brookings. As it counts 3-0 here to Struck. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 3-1. And looking at last year's group, Connor Bruce was the same way. He was also a super senior. Here's the 3-1. That one is flown down the right field line, but that will get out of play, and the count goes now 3-2. Played summer baseball. He could not be. He is coaching with Post State in the 13U ranks, but is not eligible for a super senior status. 3-2 pitch. That one taken for strike 3, and Zach Struck. He turned and looked back at the home plate umpire, but he will walk back to the dugouts. He thought that was outside, and there's 2 down now here in the bottom of the first. And it brings up Addison Ronning. It's a big strikeout for Terwilliger, and there's 2 down with a runner on first here in the bottom of the first. Ronning went 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, reaching a fielder's choice. See the bases loaded and grounded in that fielder's choice in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch will get to the backstop, and that will easily get to second for Schneider, and he is in scoring position, so a base hit makes it a 1-0 lead for Brookings. We'll see if we can get runs scored before the final at-bats here in Game 2. Like for it to be Post State to do that first. There is a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first for Brookings. 1-0 pitch, ground ball back up the middle, fielded by Terwilliger. He'll step and throw to first, and it retires. So Ronning, and that will end the inning here in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After 1, it's not a repeat of game number 1, but it is 0-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Happy anniversary, Wagner Auto. Wagner Auto is celebrating 117 years in the area with sales and service, and now they want to thank you for taking part. When you buy a vehicle at Wagner's, you'll receive $117 in beef bucks just in time for grilling season. See us for details. Get sale prices on Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Check out our ever-expanding inventory. Get the best deals now during the 117th anniversary celebration at Wagner Auto, South Dakota's oldest auto dealership. Wagner Auto, 330 East Sioux in Pierre. Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
Top of the second, no score between Pierre and Brookings. American Family Insurance, the Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. J.J. Buckles, Bridger Babcock, and Dawson Getz. First 3 hitters, anybody reaches base, it'll go to Grayson Hunsley. As Buckles will swing the bat first. He went 0 for 3 in game number 1 with 2 ground outs. And I mentioned, too, that we are going to be at home on Tuesday against the Runner Royals in that first doubleheader at home, and then the next day we will head out to Mandan and end up playing the doubleheader against the Mandan Chiefs, as the first pitch to Buckles will come inside for ball 1. But that is one of the favorite ballparks to go to, is up in Mandan. They get and Coach Iverson and I were talking about that a little bit, how it's an all-turf field, but they've got the chain link monster out in left field. That one's inside. The count's now 2-0. They have a nice backdrop to begin with out in the outfield, but from center field looking in is a fantastic view of the crowd and everything else. And then you get the pitch speed out in right field as well. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 2-1. If you're going to make a trip to a road game, I know it's a non-league game, so it's, not as, I don't want to say it's not important, because there's a lot of important at-bats that take place in non-league, non-South Dakota games. But if you're going to watch a non-league game this year, travel somewhere, there's a swing and a miss by Buckles, and the count's now 2-2. Mandan's got to be one of those on the list. I know obviously you can go out to the You can go to the Minot tournament. That's a long drive, but we'll have those games for you. And obviously the Dakota Classic, and you get a lot of games that weekend. But Mandan's a field that is just a lot of fun to be at, as this one's off the hands, Buckles with the ground ball. One hopper to the second baseman. The throw to first will be in time from Jack Merritz. And the leadoff man retired here in the top of the second. And we'll bring up Bridger Babcock. A lone lefty in the lineup for Post States for the second straight game. But Mandan is got to be one of the favorite fields to go to. And we'll go there for a doubleheader on Wednesday next week. That first pitch is over for strike one. Now the one thing that we had a really long game a couple years ago in Mandan, a couple extra innings. And then we also had, I think it went into extra innings, and we ended up both teams scoring 10-plus runs. That one's outside, and the count's now 1-1. I mean, we had an extra inning game here that took an hour and 43 minutes. I think that was like a 2.5 hour, 2:45 game, and then another longer game. I mean, we were at the ballpark in Mandan for almost felt like 6 hours for two games to take place. That one will miss low and away, and the count's now 2-1 here to Bridger Babcock. I think that would have been the summer of 2020 when that happened. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It is outside, and the count's now 3-1. Then the Minot tournament at the end of June, which is the final full weekend of June. Corbett Field, the all-turf field as well. That's a fun venue, old ballpark with a turf field. That one will miss low and away for a one-out walk, same as it was in the first inning. Babcock's on for the first time here in this ball game, the first time today. And it brings up Dawson Getz, the shortstop. It is 3:20 down the lines here in left and right. Babcock is picked off at first base. And so there's now two down. And didn't quite see that move from the pitcher in Brink. And he got picked off at first. And there's now two down here in the top of the second with nobody on. And it is Dawson Getz who waits on the first pitch. First pitch is upstairs for ball one. Let's say 320 down the lines and right and left, 375 out in straightaway center field. Here at Bob Sheldon Field, which over the last couple years have been renovated. One to have the infield turf, but have the grandstand in better shape. Everything is better here at Brookings at Bob Sheldon Field. They put a lot of money into it. They made this a very nice place to watch and play a baseball game. This will come inside on Getz and almost hit him. He was able to dance his way out of getting hit, and the count's now 2-1. We're here in the spring of 2019, before they had done the renovations, and almost felt like a different ballpark when we came back the next time when the renovations were done. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and Getz will foul that one out of play, and the count's now 2-2. You got the fans out in right field, and mentioned too, in the state tournament coming up here at the end of the summer. Could be hot, but it might be a lot of fun to watch a baseball game out of the fence out in right field as Getz takes the curveball in the outside corner and fouls that one, spoils it out of play, and the count remains at 2-2. Of course, if Post State is in the state tournament, we'll have Post State games for you. 2-2, ground ball to the left side. This will be fielded by the third baseman, and Schneider. His throw to first will be in time. Ronning struggled on the footing at first base, but still made the catch and retires the side here in the top of the second. It is an uncharacteristic 3-up, 3-down inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. No score between Pierre and Brookings. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
It is the bottom of the second, and there is no score. The American Family Insurance, the Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. 5, 6, and 7 here for the Brookings Bandits. Tane Frederick, Sam Johnson, and Jack Merritt. He might reach his base. Will be the number 8 hitter in Austin Clark. Here in game 2 of our doubleheader to open up the season. Supposed to play on Thursday, but did not play yesterday with the rains that came through in Watertown, and they had canceled early in the morning and late Wednesday night. And that first pitch has popped up. Miles Doyle will make the play nearly at the edge of the infield turf on the green side of the turf for the outfield grass. And there's one down here to open up the bottom of the second. And it will bring up now here Sam Johnson. Frederick had the lone RBI, and the only run that scored, it came in on him being hit by a pitch. First pitch is over for strike one to Sam Johnson. You know, and overall it was a pitch that Buckles didn't want to get that close on the plate, but Frederick was, I wouldn't say he was leaning over the plate, but he was crowding the plate as much as he could, and there was that chance of maybe the umpire saying that he didn't get out of the way of it, but it was not the case, and ended up being hit by a pitch that scored the only run in the winning run as it counts 2-1 here now to Sam Johnson. But a game that saw just 5 hits and barely any base runners other than the bases loaded in the 7th and 8th inning for Brookings, as this one's fouled to the netting on the right side. You felt like it had to be something kind of crazy for that, how that game was going to end, and it certainly did end on something that you don't see very often with a hit by pitch with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. That one's outside, and the count's now 3-2 here to Sam Johnson. Leadoff man here in the bottom of the second. Make that the second man to hit in the bottom of the second with 1 out. And a scoreless tie here in game 2. 3-2. That'll miss for ball 4. Second walk issued by Terwilliger. And a runner on first now here with 1 down here at the bottom of the second. It brings up the second baseman, Jack Merritt. And with 1 out, I don't know if you'd play a whole lot of small ball with Jack Merritt. Maybe you do, but I think the way these 2 games have gone, and obviously we're only in the bottom of the second of game 2, but how this first game has gone and how the second game kind of feels like it might be going, do you think about trying to play some small ball? First pitch will miss for ball 1. Here to Jack Merritt. Merritt was 0 for 2. He did walk in that 7th inning. That was the last man that Miles Doyle faced. And the 2 walks that he gave up were back-to-back. Merritt looked like he's going to show bunt, but Terwilliger will step off. Hunsley was starting to charge over at third. He was in that green side of the turf, which would be infield grass. It was not turfed all the way around on the infield. Showing bunt again already is Merritt. He will take it for a strike, I believe. The throw to second. Getting off the bag and getting the tag is Doyle to get him out. Sliding past the bag was Sam Johnson. And Doyle stayed with it and made the tag on Johnson to tag him out, and there's now 2 down. And the count is 1-1. And Nolan Peterson has thrown 2 guys out on 3 stolen base attempts here in 2 games. So nobody on with 2 away. Here's a 1-1 pitch now to Jack Merritt. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. Terwilliger a strike away from getting out of this inning. Here's the 1-2 from Terwilliger. Just a bit inside, and the count's now 2-2. And much of the field heading back to the dugout, trying to talk the umpire into ringing him up. Looking for strikeout number 2 is Terwilliger. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball down the third base line, but that is just foul. And we will do it again here at 2-2. Rain is all to our east and southeast. Nothing to concern for us here the rest of the evening, as that one is missing outside. The count's now 3-2. And it is Merritt trying to pass along to Austin Clark here in the bottom of the second. 3-2 pitch from Terwilliger. Missing outside for ball 4, and that's the second walk issued in the inning. And the runner on at second here with 2 away. And that brings up Austin Clark. With Peterson now throwing out 2 of the first 3 guys that have tried to steal in these 2 games, that really starts to make you think for Coach Roach on if you want guys to continue to try and steal. First pitch, runner not going. That's a ground ball through the hole left side for a base hit, and it's first and second as Austin Clark gets the first hit for either side in game number 2. And it continues now to Tate Hemboldt, the number 9 man in the order. So first and second now with 2 outs. 1 hit in the book. First hit of the book for game 2. First pitch here to Hemboldt. That one's over for strike 1. Look at that. Caught stealing is big here in this inning right now. 0-1 pitch. Nope. Terwilliger will balk. And it's second and third. I don't know if he lost his footing or what might have happened, but he ended up balking. And almost like with somebody had called time. Obviously, nobody did, and he ends up balking. And that makes it now second and third with 2 away. 0-1 pitch. That is outside. The count's now 1-1. But even more so how important that caught stealing was. Because if Peterson doesn't catch him stealing, the bases, I was just about to say, the bases are going to be loaded with 1 out instead of first and second with 2 outs. Well, now it's a 1-0 game if Peterson doesn't throw him out. And for Doyle to stay with it. Here's a ground ball back to Terwilliger. He'll throw it to first. It's low, but dug out by Buchholz at the very last seconds. And the inning will come to an end. And a sigh of relief for the Eights fans. No runs, no 1 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Scoreless through 2 between Pierre and Brookings. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Why am I so sore? There are moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide, slide, slide! College! Slide! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Form, function, finesse. The all-new 2024 all-wheel drive Ford Escape is now on sale at Capital City Ford for $32,000 with up to $2,250 in rebates. If you're looking for adaptable interiors ready for your daily adventures, whether it's a trip to the grocery store, to a spontaneous road trip, and everywhere in between, Capital City Ford has you covered. Payments are as low as $385 with Ford Credit Flex by program. For more information and details, contact a sales professional at Capital City Ford. Check out their full vehicle lineup at CapitalCityFord.com. Capital City Ford in Pierre.
Back here, it is the top of the third. No score between Pierre and Brookings. as the Eights will be looking to get some runs up on the board. 8, 9, and 1, Grayson Hunsley, Miles Doyle, and then back to the top of the order for Nolan Peterson. Looking for their first hit. They've got a base runner in each of the 2 innings with a walk issued to Stalley and Bridger Babcock. Grayson Hunsley to lead things off here in the top of the 3rd. Hunsley in game 1 went 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs. Really everybody in the lineup other than Miles Doyle and Sutton Sunshine, who just did not swing the bat in game 1, went 0 for. With Trevor Rouse having the only hits as he swings and misses, does Hunsley on that first pitch, and the count's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That is outside, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike. Miles Doyle will get a chance to swing for the first time. He is on deck in a excellent first game on the mound. That didn't result in a win for Post State. Ground ball to the third baseman, fielded by Schneider. His throw to first, and the leadoff man retired to open up the top of the 3rd. And it will bring up now the number 9 man in Miles Doyle. Doyle, in the summer last year, went 274 at the plate. All of his hits were singles, 3 runs driven in. And for Doyle in the spring season, 167, just went 3 for 18 as he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. He did have a double, 2 runs driven in the spring season for Miles Doyle. Here's the 0-1. There's a ground ball, third base side again. Schneider will field his throw to first, and back-to-back ground outs to the third baseman Schneider. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 3rd, and it will bring up the top of the order, Nolan Peterson. And trying to get through 3 shutout innings now is David Brink, which would be then 11 straight shutout innings for Brookings pitchers in this ball game, or in this doubleheader. First pitch is over for strike 1. And they won over Renner 1-0 in game 2. And gave up the first run. They only gave up 1 run on Wednesday in the first inning of the doubleheader. This one be grounded foul. That counts 0-2. Here to now Nolan Peterson. So 22, looking for 23 straight scoreless innings is Brookings, dating back to Wednesday after giving up that first run to Renner in that 11-1 win. That one will bounce in. The count's now 1-2. So their struggles at the plate are helped out by the pitching staff. And that team ERA is slowly but surely just sinking into nothing. Obviously, with the first 2 games, that ERA is still be somewhat up there. That pitch is taken for strike 3, and Peterson on the second straight time gets caught looking on an outside pitch. And he retires aside. A 1-2-3 inning for Brink. 11 innings between the 2 games right now, and Post State still trying to get their first run of the season. Back in a minute. No score between Pierre and Brookings. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Bottom of the third. No score between Pierre and Brookings on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. As it will be the top of the order for the Brookings Bobcats, or make that Brookings Bandits. Owen Schneider, Breck Hershoff, and Zach Struck. Anybody to reach base, it will then go to Addison Ronning. Owen Schneider lead things off. Kind of surprised I messed that one up. That obviously Bobcats during the spring season, Bandits during the summer, but as many of the hockey guys are on the baseball team, and thought if I'd mess it up, I would have said Brookings Rangers instead of Brookings Bobcats, but it is Brookings Bandits. Here is the 1-0 pitch to Schneider. This will be skied into shallow center field. Long run in for Stalley. He'll come in to make the catch, and the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the third. Just already say that Schneider drew a walk to lead off the bottom of the first inning, but now here's Breck Hershoff, who flew out to the right fielder Simpson in his first at-bats. Here is the first pitch. It is outside for ball one. No runs, one hit, no errors for Brookings. No runs, no hits, no errors for Post States. As we play here in the bottom of the third. That one's over for a strike, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike. Here to Breck Hershoff, who threw 2 at-bats in game one, was the only guy that probably felt good at the plate. Felt like he's had at least a decent game at the plate. That one will miss low, and the count's now 2-1. And that's not just on the Brookings side. That's in general of the entire game. He was 2 for 2. Everybody else was 0 for. And only Bridger Babcock was close to getting a base hit out of everybody. This will be flown out towards right center field. Stalley's got a long run to it. He can't get to it. It goes off of his glove. And out to second will be Hershoff. He'll round second on his way to third. He's going to have himself a triple, a hustle triple for Breck Hershoff to put himself in scoring position here with 1 out in the third inning. That was a long run for George Stalley. He got a glove on it, but a very difficult play to make out in center field. And it's a triple for Hershoff. For everybody other than George Stalley, that's a clear triple. For Stalley, he probably feels like he should have had it. There's a ground ball. This will score the run. Dawson Getz will field it short. The throw to first will be in time. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning, and an RBI ground out to make it 1-0 on the American Family Insurance at Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning. That's our first run. First time we actually put a run up on the scoreboard on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The only other run that scored was the bases loaded hit by a pitch. Ground ball, left side again. Grayson Hunsley will field at third. His throw to first, that retires the side. 1 run scores in the inning. First time we can say that today. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the top of the fourth. 1-0 lead for Brookings over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
As we welcome you back, it is the top of the fourth. It is 1-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. I had to make sure that I messed it up because it's the first time that we're actually talking about a score to start an inning. Everything else had been 0-0 through the first game and almost a game and a half. As it will be 2, 3, and 4. George Stallion, Charlie Simpson, and Sutton Sunshine to lead things off here in the top of the fourth. Post State without a hit so far through 3 innings. Just 2 hits so far for Brookings. And the RBI ground out for Zach Struck. The only run that has scored and the only earned run that has scored between the 2 games, but only run that has scored that wasn't a walk-off. Here's the first pitch to George Stallion to kick off the top of the 4th inning. He'll swing and foul that one back to the netting, and the count's 0-1. He walked his first trip to the plate, stole second, then was left stranded there in that top of the first. Here's the 0-1. Curveball that drops in for strike 2. That one was a floating breaking ball that had a lot of break to it. One, because it looked like it was coming straight for Stallion. Knees buckled just a little bit, and he had no chance to swing at it. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This will be flown out towards right center field, about to right field, backing up and making the catch is the right fielder in Austin Clark, who had turned, was running back on his right, turned back to his left, and made a basket, somewhat of a basket catch out in right field. And there's one down here at the top of the 4th. He made that play look really easy, but that was, whether he intended to or not, made that a little bit more difficult, but still made it look easy to make the play. Charlie Simpson to the plate. He's 0 for 1, popped out of the first baseman down the line in his first stab at. And there's a ground ball to the third baseman, Schneider. That's underneath his glove, and Simpson will reach base. It'll be a 1-out error. Charge to the third baseman, Schneider, in the first error of the ball game and the first of the doubleheader for Brookings. And so there is 1 on and 1 out, and it brings up Sutton Sunshine. Sunshine struck out looking in his first trip to the plate. First pitch, missing low for ball 1. Group of talented freshmen that will be a lot of fun to continue to watch. Sunshine being one of those guys. Pickoff attempt, back in safely, diving over at first base is Charlie Simpson. A lot of young guys this spring that got some, Sunshine being one of them, got a lot of experience that is one that will pay dividends here in the summer for one, but also will pay dividends going in the next couple of years because they're a team that graduated quite a few from that spring team, but just in general, you're looking at a group of guys that will be up here in the varsity senior legion ranks for much of their high school, well, at this point for Sunshine, the rest of his high school career. Other guys, Cooper Terwilliger, Carter Schoffelbein in there as well, and a lot of young guys that are just going to be a lot of fun to watch over the next couple of years, and you're going to get to know their names really well if you tune into Pierre Governor and Post State broadcasts in the spring and summertime. Counts 2-1 here to Sutton Sunshine. 2-1. That'll miss low, and the count's now 3-1. Maybe get the 2 guys on base, which did not happen at all in that first ball game. They never had multiple guys on base, did Pierre. 3-1 pitch. That is outside for ball 4, and it will be a one-out walk. Sunshine looked back a couple times, making sure that he wasn't calling a strike, and he does draw the walk. And for the first time today, Post State will have multiple runners on bases. No longer just a duck. There's ducks on the pond now. Granted that one duck is still over at first base, but J.J. Buckles has a chance to hit with 2 guys on base. With 1 out here in the top of the 4th. First pitch swinging, and he was ahead of it. And swings and misses for strike 1. He ground out to the second baseman in his first trip to the plate. Meriden struck up the middle, will be looking to try and turn 2. Simpson on at second and Sunshine at first. Base hit could tie the ball game up with Post State trailing 1-0. And there's a shot towards right center field. Hershoff will get to it in the gap for the second out. Good break there from Hershoff. Was able to track it down in the gap. And there's 2 down now here in the top of the 4th. And now here is Bridger Babcock to try and get Post State on the board for the first time here this summer. Still looking for that first hit. Looking for that first run. Here's the first pitch to Babcock. Swinging a ground ball to the left side. Struck will field at short. His throw to first is high off the bag. And it's now a runner as bases are loaded. And everybody gets back with the bases loaded. So that will be an air charge to Struck to now load the bases with 2 outs for Dawson Getz. So 2 errors in the inning. Load the bases now with 2 outs, and Dawson Getz has got a chance to give Post State the lead with the base hit. First pitch, fouled away on the right side, 0-1. Getz ground out to the shortstop, Struck in his first trip to the plates. Sunshine will be off with a crack of the bat. Everybody will be with 2 outs, but he stands at second, so a base hit, he's going to be hustling to try and score. This will be off the hands and fouled back, and no chance for the catcher and Johnson to go after him. The count is now 0-2, and Brinks a strike away from getting out of the bases loaded jam. He's had to get 2 extra outs in this inning. But Post State trying to cash in on it. 0-2 count. 2 outs here with the bases loaded. In the top of the 4th. This is a big point of game number 2 of our doubleheader. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to Struck again at shorts. He will field flip to the seconds and unable to cash in is Post State. No runs, no hits, 2 errors, and 3 men left on base. To the bottom of the 4th, Brookings has a 1-0 lead over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, full and commercial picks. Doesn't matter if it's with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684. So after giving up a run in the top of the 1st on Wednesday for the Brookings Bandits, they have gotten 24 straight scoreless innings on the pitching staff, and they lead at 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th against Post State. Due up to lead things off here in the 4th inning is Tane Frederick. It is 5, 6, and 7. Frederick, Sam Johnson, and Jack Merritt. Anybody reaches base, it'll be Austin Clark. The RBI ground down from Zach Struck, the only run that is scored in the ball game. First pitch from Terwilliger is over for strike one to Frederick, who popped out to the second baseman Miles Doyle to lead off the bottom of the second, and now back to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 0-1 from Terwilliger. That is outside, and the count's now 1-1. So they had a 1-0 win on Wednesday in Game 2 over Renner 2, and then the 1-0 win here in 8 innings today, an 11-1 win where they gave up the first run at the top of the first inning on Wednesday in Game 1. So 24 straight scoreless innings now for Brookings. That one's over for a strike at the letters, and the count's now 1-2. They lost 7-5 to Watertown. They tried to make a comeback down 7-3 in that second game of the doubleheader, and really didn't have a chance in that first game when they lost 14-0, giving up 10 runs in that fourth inning. I mean, it was a 4-0 lead for Watertown going into that top of the fourth, but ended up being a 10-run fourth to make it a 14-0 win, and that sweep from Watertown over Brookings on Tuesday. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That is outside, and the count's now 3-2. And Terwilliger, who has walked 3 so far, does not want to walk the leadoff man here in the fourth inning. 3-2 pitch. He does walk him inside on the 3-2 pitch. And the fourth walk now issued here in the ball game from Terwilliger. Nobody out, runner on first, and Sam Johnson, who did draw a walk, will come to the plate. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. A walk-off hit by a pitch in Game 1 for Brookings to win it 1-0 in 8 innings. And then here in Game 2, an RBI ground out from Zach Struck in the bottom of the third has got the score where it stands right now in 1-0. Showing bunt, pulling it back, and taking outside for ball 1 is Sam Johnson. Terwilliger has gotten a strikeout with 4 walks and 2 hits allowed so far in the 3+ innings of work as we play here in the bottom of the fourth. Post State has just 1 hit so far overall today. That was in Game 1 with a infield single from Trevor Rounds. That one missed low and away. The count's now 2-0. Struggling to find the strike zone right now here is Terwilliger. And again, he has been a lot of times all over the place. Can be all over the place, but can dial it in. And when he fires strikes, that one just missing. He is very good. I mean, you look at what he did in the spring, his ERA was small and his whip was still under 2, even though he had over a walk per inning. He didn't give a whole lot of hits. 3-0 pitch will miss low, and that's back-to-back walks to open up the bottom of the fourth inning, and it's first and second to now bring up the number 7 hitter in Jack Merritt. And Nolan Peterson will make his way out and have a conversation with this pitcher, trying to slow down and reset the rising sophomore. Frederick is on at second, Johnson at first. Jack Merritt, who drew a walk in his first trip to the plate, he stands in. First pitch showing bunt, drops it down in front of the plate. Picked up, nowhere to go with it is Peterson. Perfectly placed bunt, and the bases are now loaded here with nobody out. Infield bunt single for Merritt. And this is danger zone here for Post States here in Game 2. Austin Clark, the right fielder who singled one of the 3 hits, is up to the plate. He singled with 2 outs in that second inning. First pitch. This will be popped up on the infield. Infield fly will be called. Dawson Getzel will not make the catch, but it is an infield fly. And there's one down here in the bottom of the fourth. And there is one down. And here is Tate Hembolt now to the plate. Whether Getz did that on purpose or not, you almost, it could have benefited Post State, if Brookings not quite paying attention to the situation, might have if they take off because he dropped the ball, you end up getting not a force out, but you end up getting a chance to throw somebody out with the ball being dropped. Obviously, it is an out, and the reasoning of why the infield fly rule is in effect is for something just like that, where that quickly turns into a double play, and at that point could even turn into a triple play. This will be flown out. This will at least get the run home to the right fielder, and Simpson to make the catch. He trips and falls as he made the catch. They will keep the runner on at third. It is a sacrifice fly, and 2 productive outs have scored runs here for the Brookings Bandits in this ball game. It is first and third now here with 2 away on the sacrifice fly by Hembolt. And it brings up Owen Schneider. Schneider's 0 for 1. He walked in the first and flew out into the center fielder in the third. Here's the first pitch. Schneider will reach for it, fly out to left field. It is going to be there for Sonnenschein to make the catch and retire the side here in the 4th inning. 1 run does score on 1 hit in the inning. No errors and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 5th. 2-0 lead for Brookings over the Pierre Post State. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over it. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
Springtime has arrived. Service and Parts Department at Buck Motor Company want to remind you to get your vehicle serviced early to avoid any breakdowns and service-related frustrations. Get up to $100 mail-in rebate on a set of 4 tires, along with 4 free oil changes, a $400 value. All AC Delco Marine batteries starting at $134.95 and month warranty. Take $15 off a light detail. Bed liners, $635. $95 on short beds. See all our specials at www.beck-motors.com. It is the top of the 6th inning. Make that the top of the 5th inning. And it is a 2-0 lead for Brookings over Pierre. Back here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Drew McIntyre's back at the station as the Eights are looking for a chance to finally get on the scoreboard and have yet to do so here today. Looking to get in the hit column as well. Grayson Hunsley, Miles Doyle, and Nolan Peterson will be the 8-9-1. Looks like it was in the 3rd inning, trying to find some kind of spark to get us going here in the 5th inning. Starting to run out of time, down the final 9 outs all of a sudden here in this second game of the doubleheader. We felt like we just started not too long ago, but here we are at the top of the 5th. With Post States down 2-0. First pitch is above the head of Grayson Hunsley. It'll take it high for ball 1. Again, Post State will be at home on Tuesday against Renner. 4:45 with coverage. 5 o'clock first pitch against the Renner Royals. We also have the Renner Sultans, the Renner 2 team. We'll see them later on this season. That is who Brookings played on Wednesday, was Renner 2. We'll see that Renner 1 team, Renner Royals, on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, our first non-league game, non-South Dakota game against the Mandan Chiefs. Here's the 2-0 pitch from David Brink to Grayson Hunsley. That'll bounce in as well, and the count's now 3-0. And Hunsley has off to a good start here and probably taken all the way. With a 3-0 count, leading off in the top of the 5th inning. Pitch number 63 from David Brink is over for strike 1. And really, obviously with Breck Wilson going that complete game, that really helps the pitching staff to get through this doubleheader. Didn't have to go to the bullpen at all. 3-1 pitch. Hunsley with a floater that is just foul by inches over the third base line and over the third baseman's head. And the count goes to now 3-2. That was as close as you can get to getting that first hit. I mean, this is the second time that Brink is throwing here this season. He threw 42 pitches on Tuesday. That 7-5 loss went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and a strikeout. This will miss inside for ball 4, and Post State will get the leadoff man on base to kick off the top of the 5th inning. And it'll be the first time that they have the leadoff man on base here in this ball game, and it brings up Miles Doyle. So now again, down to 2-0. Obviously, runs have been at a premium. Do you play small ball to try and get the first run and then maybe try and play small ball again once you get guys on base again? Doyle is showing bunt. He will try and bunt him over. He does. Picked up by the pitcher and Brink. The throw to first will be in time. Nobody was covering the bag at third. The shortstop and Struck ran over to cover the bag at third, which also left Grayson Hunsley a chance to really get off the bag at second because nobody was there at second base either. But the sacrifice is complete 1-3. And it brings up Nolan Peterson with a chance to try and drive in Post State's first run of the 2024 season. Brink will come set from the stretch. First pitch to Peterson. Almost hits him as he's able to move out of the way. Backing the legs up. Only counts 1-0. Peterson 0 for 2 so far. 2 backwards Ks on 2 really tough pitches to take on the outside corner. I shouldn't say take, but 2 really tough pitches to do anything with on the outside corner. There's a ground ball to the right side that will move the runner to third. A productive out that moves him 90 feet up as that was played by Jack Merritts. And there's now 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. And it brings up George Stalley, and he can drive in the game's first run and Post State's first run of the season. Hunsley will lead away from third. Base hit here from Stalley, which would be the first of the ball game for Pierre. We'll give the Eights one of those 2 runs back, and Stalley fouls that first pitch back. That one was a good first pitch to try and hit, and fouled off the mask of either the home plate umpire or the catcher, but Johnson will make his way out. It did go off the home plate umpire, so Johnson gives the home plate ump a chance to regather himself by quickly walking out and talking to the pitcher, Brink, and probably didn't say much more than doing just a fine job out there. 0-1 the count with 2 outs and a runner on third. Here at the top of the 5th inning. Pierre trying to score their first run today. 0-1 pitch. Curveball that is missing outside. Good take there from Stalley, and the count's now 1-1. It is 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Brookings Bandits in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-1 to Stalley. That is a curveball again outside. Really trying to get Stalley to bite on a pitch that is falling away and off the table, but Stalley has not fallen for it or swinging at it over those last 2 pitches. 2-1. That is well outside. Johnson saves a run as he was able to make the catch and crawled a couple of extra feet with the momentum taking him out that way. And the count's now 3-1. On deck is Charlie Simpson, the number 3 hitter. (3-1) pitch to Stalley. Good hitters count. Stalley will pop it foul out of play, and the count is now 3-2. So now the count's full with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. The 3-2 from David Brink to George Stalley. Ground ball off the hands, right back, and Brink was able to make the play. Underhand flip it to first. Retires the side, and the Eights fail to cash in again. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. 5 shutout innings for David Brink, 5 no-hit innings for David Brink. 2-0 our score. Brookings still leads over Pierre. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you or a family member receiving Medicare calls asking if you've received your new Medicare card? This should be a red flag, as Medicare is not sending out new cards, and Medicare will not contact you to ask you about your card. If you have, or someone you know has received this type of call and they gave out their Medicare number, please contact the South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
It is the bottom of the fifth. Post States is down 2-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. As we head here in the bottom of the fifth inning, Brett Kershaw, Zach Struck, and Addison Ronning, 2, 3, and 4. The bullpen will start to get active out in right field for Brookings, with David Brink at 74 pitches through 5 innings. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. 61 pitches now for Cooper Twilliger. Here in the bottom of the fifth, here's the 1-0 to Hershoff. That'll be taken for a strike on the inside edge, and Hershoff probably not liking that strike called against him. Here's the 1-1 from Twilliger to Hershoff. That is outside, and the count's now 2-1. So 2-1 count here with nobody out. Leadoff man, the bottom of the fifth inning. Brookings Bandits on top 2-0. 2-1. Poking at it, out towards right center field. It's going to be a long run that's going to get down for a base hit. Simpson will fire to second. The throw, the tag, they got him out at second. Hershoff trying to get the single into a double, and a strong throw from Simpson. One hop to Getz, who put the tag down to get him out. And the leadoff man is retired after it is a single. It is a single for Hershoff, but he is thrown out 9-6, trying to extend it to a double, and there's one down here in the bottom of the fifth. And it will bring up now Zach Struck, who is 0 for 2, but does have the go-ahead RBI on the ground out in the bottom of the third inning. After Hershoff had tripled, Struck with the ground down that got the first run of the ball game in. There's a ground ball and stabbed at the mound by Cooper Twilliger, and a bat flip from Zach Struck, who felt like he hit that one on the nose but could do nothing with it. And there's now 2 down in the frustrations of baseball for Zach Struck on that one. And a good play from Cooper Twilliger, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And it brings up Addison Ronning, who is 0 for 2. Running back to Twilliger in the first and out to Hunsley at third in the third. First pitch will skip in for ball 1. Eights will have 3, 4, and 5 in the 6th inning. Simpson, Sun and Shine, and Buckles. Here's the 1-0. And this is a high fly ball. Sun and Shine will camp underneath it and make the catch, and that will retire the side. It is, again, uncharacteristic 1-2-3 inning for Cooper Twilliger. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. 5 completes here at Bob Sheldon Field. Pierce still trailing Brookings 2-0 as we head to the 6th. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
It is the top of the sixth inning. Post State is down 2-0 on the American. And it will be 3, 4, and 5. Charlie Simpson, Sun and Shine, and J.J. Buckholz. He might reach his base, and we're going to need some guys to reach base. It'll be Bridger Babcock. They've had at least a base runner in all but the third inning. A walk in the first, a walk in the second, an error and a walk in the fourth, and a walk in the fifth. We got to get some hits somewhere here. No hits so far. No hitter for David Brink through 5 innings. And Charlie Simpson will lead things off here in the top of the sixth. First pitch is over for strike one. Post State was 1 hit in the 8-inning loss a couple hours ago. Not even 2 hours ago when that game ended. And now being no hit through 5 innings here in game number 2. 0-1 pitch. That will hit him. Charlie Simpson is hit by the pitch. And the leadoff man's on base to kick off the top of the 6th inning. So now it's the number 4 hitter in Sun and Shine. And if you're Coach Iverson at this point, I think small ball might be out of the question, because if it was only needed 1 run, maybe play a little bit of small ball still. But now needing 2 runs, and it's 4 and 5, 4, 5, and 6 right now. You got to get base hits. You got to get guys on base. It'll take productive outs, but you don't want to give productive outs. But they will try and maybe bunt with Sun and Shine. First pitch is missing low for ball 1. And then you also never know, too. Maybe you end up with that first base hit on a bunt. And you think about it, too. If you can just get 1 here this inning, then you go to the 7th, try and keep it a 2-1 game, then you go get 1 in the 7th inning as well. But that hit column's got to have something up there. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Sun and Shine tries to bunt it, and he fouls it back, and the count's now 1-1. The third baseman and Schneider is well in on the line. He's expecting a bunt, and for Sun and Shine, he's trying to bunt it to the right side to force Brink to make the play, because Schneider is well in on the bag at third base, and if he can get it, make that play, might even try and think about going to second for it. Sun and Shine will drop it down the first base line. Brink will pick it up. The throw to first will be in time. And again, the sacrifice is good, 1-3. And there is a runner on at second now here with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. And it brings up J.J. Buckholz, who again will try and get the game's first run for Post State if they can get a base hit. They can get that first hit. Maybe score that run to make it 2-1. That one will be above the helmets when Buckholz ducks down. The count's 1-0.
What's up, chicken wing?
Buckholz 0 for 2 with the ground down to the second baseman. Flew out to the center fielder, hit one out into the gap, but Hershoff was able to track it down out in right center field. 1-0 pitch, that is inside. The count's now 2-0 here to Buckholz. Bridger Babcock is on deck. He's been on base both times he's been in the plates. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That is missing inside. The count is now at 3-0. To J.J. Buckles, who's trying to get on base for the first time today. Overall, 0 for 5 so far. 3-0 count. Let's say he's going to be taken all the way here in a 3-0 pitch. Comes in, taken for strike one. Still good hitter's count here for Buckles. Something in the zone, he can drive it out left center field. Drop it down for a base hit somewhere. Simpson on at second here with one out in the top of the 6th. A 3-1. That one will miss for ball 4, and it's now first and second here. And the tying run is on base with one out here in the 6th inning. And for the first time today, we're going to have a mound visit from the Brookings Bandits. There was activity in the right field bullpen, did not catch who it was, and that activity is already done. The guy's hot, whoever it was, he was ready to go. But they're trying to get, I think they're trying to get Brink, as long as he can go. One, because you're already kind of short pitching with a lot of guys. You had 4 different starters that aren't able to pitch. I think there's a 5th pitcher that's unavailable for Brookings going in. And then you look at what Brink has right now. That was pitch number 85, so he's got 20 pitches remaining. And on top of it, he does have a no-hitter going through 5 1/3 innings. So if you can get him through the 6, get him a chance. You're going to do everything you can. You might go get him as soon as he gives up that first hit. You might leave him in, depending on when that might be, but you're probably going to leave him in as long as he can continue to pitch and has a 0 up on the hit column. You're probably going to leave him in as long as possible. Here's Bridger Babcock, first and second with one out. First pitch will miss inside for ball 1. So down to 19 pitches remaining on the day for David Brink. Tying runs are now on base, first and second with one out here in the top of the 6th inning. The 1-0. That is over for a strike, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. 1-1 count here to Bridger Babcock. Walked in the 2nd, reached on air in the 4th. Love to see him reach base for a 3rd time, whatever it may be. 1-1 pitch. That is a balk called against Brink, who did not come set. And so it's 2nd and 3rd now here with one out. And a 2, still 1-1 count, was not a pitch. So a balk is called against Brink, and now with 2nd and 3rd, he can go to the windup and not worry about a balk going against him. But a base hit can tie the game up. Buckles is at 2nd, Simpson at 3rd now. The 1-1 pitch to Babcock. Upstairs, and the count is now at 2 balls and a strike. So 2-1 count with one out here in the top of the 6th inning. The lefty in the lineup, Bridger Babcock. The 2-1 pitch. That one's taken for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. On deck is Dawson Getz. Here is the 2-2 pitch. That is outside, and the count's now 3-2. Big spot here in the ball game. This could be the ball game right here. 3-2 pitch to Bridger Babcock. Walked him. Bases are now loaded. Go-ahead run is now on base. I forgot to move the guys over on our YouTube scoreboard, but it is Dawson Getz with the bases loaded and one out here in the top of the 6th inning. How about a gap shot somewhere to clear the bases? First pitch from Brink to Getz. popped up on the right side. Foul territory, calling for it's the first baseman to make the catch and running, and there's 2 down. And now it's Grayson Hunsley to try and tie, at least get posted on the scoreboard, if not tie the ball game up. That was pitch number 92 for David Brink. I think that pitch number 91 for David Brink. And he's trying to get through now 6 innings. 14 pitches remaining for Brink. First pitch to Grayson Hunsley, missing low for ball 1. Simpson at third. Buchholz at second. Babcock at first. Bases loaded here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0 to Hunsley. That goes behind him and misses and caught by Johnson. Counts now 2-0. Brink from the windup gets the sign. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 2-1. Off with contact. We all 3 hitters, but a base hit should tie the ball game up at 2-2. Hunsley reaches. It's at least a 2-1 game. 2-1 pitch. Hunsley down the line, but that is going to be foul out of play. And now the count goes to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to get that first run of the ball game, first run of the summer. The bases loaded in 2 outs here at the top of the 6th. The 2-2 from Brink. Chopper. That is just going to be foul. That one had a lot of English on it. That one nearly was picked up by Johnson in fair territory, which would have been an easy force out to end the 6th inning. But instead, Hunsley will get another chance at it. Maybe not so much new life, but still just another chance as he stays alive with a 2-2 count and 2 outs here at the top of the 6th inning. The 2-2 from Brink. Hunsley is able to fight that one off, spoil it out of play, remains at 2-2. Brink nearing the end of the line as well. He's going to be really tough for him to get all 7 innings in now. That was pitch number 97. This will be pitch number 98 of the day. 2-2. That's behind Hunsley again. That time he didn't even move, and it still was behind him, and Johnson made the catch. Now the count's 3-2 with 2 outs. Everybody will get a head start. Simpson will just get a small little jump on it, being at third base. But once he goes, everybody will start heading the other way. 3-2 pitch. Hunsley down the third base line. That is just foul. Oh, man. Foul by, again, inches. And with a 3-2 count and 2 outs and everybody off of the pitch, that probably clears the bases, too. Brink's going to go from the stretch. 3-2 pitch. Time is called at the last second by Hunsley, and Brink was almost starting to lean a little bit, too, before he was pitching. That was close for one, maybe a balk to be called by Brink, but also very close for Hunsley not getting the time called either. That would have been tough to try and put the hand back on the bat and swing. 3-2 pitch. That one's foul again. That was pitch number 100 for David Brink. 3-2 count with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Payoff pitch again from Brink. Instead, a pickoff move towards second, making sure that Buckles doesn't just take off. So again, we'll reset. Another 3-2 pitch upcoming. Pitch number 101 for David Brink. On his way to Hunsley. Ground ball towards Struck at short. He will field. He can't glove it cleanly. It's an infield single, and it's a 2-1 ball game. An infield single for Grayson Hunsley makes it 2-1. First hit of the game here in the top of the 6th for Post States. Gets the RBI. And now is Miles Doyle a chance to give Post State the lead. So it took them till 2 outs of the 6th inning to get their first hits. An infield single, scoring their first run of the season. Then Doyle will launch one out towards left field. Going back on it is the left fielder, and he will make the catch in Humboldt and get out of the inning with just 1 run allowed. But a run does score in 1 hit in the inning, no errors, and 3 men left on base. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. Pierre is now down 2-1 to Brookings. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. It is the top of the bottom of the 6th inning. Post State is down 2-1 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And it will be for the Brookings Bandits, 5, 6, and 7. Tane Frederick, Sam Johnson, and Jack Merritt. Anybody reaches base, and will then go to Austin Clark. 68 pitches through 5 innings for Cooper Twilger. He's got plenty of pitches left to go here in this game as the sun peeks out behind us here at Bob Sheldon Field. First pitch is over for strike 1. Really, maybe, I don't even know if it's an issue for anybody. Maybe the left fielder would have the only issue of the sun maybe causing any kind of problems on a fly ball, which would be sun and shine out and left. I think overall that sun is behind the press box enough that it really is only those that would be out, sitting out in left field, in left center field between the batter's eye and those signs out in left center field. Counts 1-2 here to Tane Frederick, who walked and scored back in the 4th inning. He is the go-ahead run now on the RBI sac fly from Tate Humboldt, as that one is fouled back, and the count's now still 1-2. 2 productive outs, scored 2 runs for the Brookings Bandits. An RBI ground out from Zach Struck in the 3rd. RBI sac fly from Humboldt in the 4th. And the bases loaded infield single RBI for Grayson Hunsley. This is a line shot. Dawson Getz. One hop, was able to pick it. His throw to first will be in time. Good play there from Dawson Getz, who thought maybe he had a chance to catch it in the air, but was able to scoop it up on a short hop at short, and he throws out the runner at first. And it brings up Sam Johnson. Pierre will also have the top of the order. Nolan Peterson, George Staley, and Charlie Simpson in the 7th inning to try and tighten the game up. Again, they hope that it's going to be trying to tie the game up in a 2-1 ball game instead of anything else, as the first pitch is upstairs for ball 1. But there is activity on the right field bullpen. David Brink was 2 pitches away, I think, from being over the limit. So outside of maybe going to get one guy and one pitch, you're almost better just to start the inning fresh with your closer. And could be Will Conrad, who has picked up a save and has been maybe the late inning guy for you. 1-1 pitch. That one's over for a strike. The count's now 1-2. Here to Sam Johnson, who has walked twice. He was thrown out trying to steal second in the second, and then end up being stranded on at third in the fourth. 1-2. Ground ball to Hunsley over at third. He will field in a high hop. The throw to first is in time, and 2 down quickly here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Good D, boys.
And it brings up Jack Merritt with 2 outs and nobody on. That son quickly gets right back. 77 pitches for Cooper Terwilliger. And for Coach Iverson, probably thinking about if he could use him again on Tuesday. If he throws over the 80 pitch count, he's not available till Wednesday. And there's a first pitch that is grounded off of Jack Merritt. So that was pitch number 78. And if he can get him out on this pitch, 79, and that would allow Coach Iverson to use him again. And obviously they want to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. They want to have a chance to win in the bottom of the 7th. But then you can get a fresh inning with somebody coming out of the bullpen, and you can still save Terwilliger to throw again on Tuesday against Renner. 0-1 pitch. That's taken for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. That was pitch number 79, so this will be pitch number 80 here for Terwilliger. But then you also think, how about trying to go get a win right now? 0-2 pitch. That'll miss low and away, and the count's now 1-2. And so, yeah, this will be the end of Terwilliger's day because they almost got him through 6 innings. And they will have to go and make a change. And we'll see what the change will be. So we will step aside for a minute. We'll come back and tell you the change here after this. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the Truck Bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the Truck Bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
So it is J.J. Buckles that comes back on the mound here with nobody on and 2 outs and a 1-2 count. Cooper Terwilliger threw 80 pitches, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, and 1 strikeout. And the reason why, with Buckles, who threw 20 pitches, is able to return in this game after throwing 20 in game number 1. I think he had to throw 30 pitches or more to not be able to come back in this game, and now I think now he can pitch all the way up through 105 if he wants to. But they're going to use him again in the second game of the doubleheader. In conversation with Coach Iverson and home plate umpire along with Carter Roach over there. But because he threw 80 pitches, that allows a chance for Terwilliger to be thrown again on Tuesday. And Twilliger will go over to first base, so he will be in the place of Bridger Babcock, so he would end up being 6 in the order. And so looking at 3 days rest from 61 to 80. So he hit the last pitch, and that, as his first pitch, will be floated out to Dawson. Gets one pitch, get out of the inning, and let's go hit here in the 7th. The Eights are down by 1, heading to the top of the 7th. One pitch from J.J. Buckles finishes out the inning. So we head to the 7th. Post State needs a run to keep the ball game alive. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit the website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Looks like Tate Hembolt will be the one to try and get the final 3 outs here for the Brookings Bandits as we head here in the top of the 7th. As it will be the top of the order here for Pierre Post State. And we'll see exactly where everybody is positioned. Hembolt is the pitcher. And he will deal with the top of the order, Nolan Peterson, George Stalley, and Charlie Simpson. So the final line score for David Brink, 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts in 103 pitches. And Tate Hembolt will be the man to try and finish out the ball game. Trying to see maybe here once we get things rolling where everybody is positioned. As the first pitch, Peterson, ground ball up the middle for a base hit. And that's exactly what Post State needs to get this inning started. A base hit here from Peterson to lead off the top of the 7th. Second hit of the ball game for the Eights. Third hit overall today for Post State. But it does start the inning well. And now how small ball do you want to go with George Stalley and Charlie Simpson at the plate? It is George Stalley, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Will come to the plate. That pickoff attempt and back in safely. Peterson without a tag. Here is the first pitch from Hembolt. Bunted by Stalley, foul for strike 1. Cannot figure out maybe who is out in left field now in place of Hembolt. If it might be Brink or how they have everything lined up. I'm looking at the Brookings game changer, but they still have David Brink in the game. Pickoff attempt, and again, back in safely without a tag is Nolan Peterson. We'll see if Stalley is bunting again here with an 0-1 count. He is showing bunts. He does drop it down the first base line. Picked up by the pitcher. The throw to first will be in time. Peterson will move up to second. And there is the tying run in scoring position here for the number 3 and 4 hitters and Charlie Simpson and Sutton Sunshine. So runner on at second here with 1 out. And we'll see here if Charlie Simpson or Sutton Sunshine can tie the ball game up. Here's the first pitch. That'll miss low for ball one. Maybe a little bit inside as well. And the count is 1-0. 1-0. That is inside. The count's now 2-0. And Hempel's got to be careful here. He's got to make sure he comes to a complete stop. Otherwise, it could be a balk, and Peterson can get to third base. Here's the 2-0 pitch now from Hempel. Couple looks over at second at Peterson. And Simpson will fly this one out towards right field. Backing up as the right fielder in Clark to make the catch. Peterson does not tag. And there's now 2 down. And that one was one that Peterson has to be out at third. It has to be at third base on that play. Well, there's now 2 down, and it brings up sudden sunshine. Now, the other side of it is that there's 2 outs and a base hit with contact. Peterson is off and should still be able to score on a base hit, but will have liked to have been at third base because a pass ball, a wild pitch would also tie the game up. First pitch to sudden sunshine is upstairs for ball one. Post 8 down to their final outs here in game number 2 of our doubleheader. Sunshine, who has walked and had a sacrifice bunt, he's 0 for 1 so far. Base hit can tie the game up. 1-0 pitch, that is popped up on the infield. In foul territory, Ronning will make the catch, and Post 8 will drop the doubleheader. And a 2-1 score to the Brookings Bobcats. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It is a final. Post 8 falls in a doubleheader sweep to Brookings. They lose by 1 run in both games, 1-0 and 2-1, as they start the season 0-2. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back and wrap it up from Brookings. Back in 2 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at Lammotor.com. On Lammotor.com, you'll find vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, Lammotor.com.
No one likes electrical problems, but when they happen, call Tons Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Tons Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff and understand of your home, business, or facility and prepared to help. Call Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Tons Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. And we welcome you back as we wrap up here a doubleheader sweep for the Brookings Bandits over Post 8. John Winkler here on this Friday night as we are rolling up to 9 o'clock at KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront Broadcasting Station. 2-1 final is the score in game number 2. Post 8 drops the game 1-0. A RBI hit by a pitch with the bases loaded and with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th gave Brookings the win in game number 1. And then 2 productive outs to score 2 runs gave them their 2 runs in the third, one in the third and one in the fourth. Post State got their only run of the day on an infield single by Grayson Hunsley with the bases loaded, and that was all that the Eights could muster. Just 2 hits in game number 2, an RB or a leadoff single by Nolan Peterson, who was left stranded at second base in that 7th, and end up being just 3 hits in total. Trevor Rounds, Grayson Hunsley, and Nolan Peterson. Peterson's the only one that got a base hit that got into the outfield in our first doubleheader of the season. So the Eights, they don't have to look at their pitching on how they didn't win these 2 games. Obviously, Brookings would say the same thing if Pierre would have swept or split or whatever it might have been. But the Eights are looking at their offense and saying we got to be better offensively and get base hits because our pitching did the job of allowing just 3 runs in 14 innings pitched, and really fantastic efforts by both Miles Doyle and Cooper Twilliger in the two ball games. J.J. Buckles obviously pitched as well, and he only threw 1 pitch in game 2, but threw 21 pitches overall in the 2 games for Post State. But it is a 2-1 win for Brookings. Pierre had 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. They left 9 men on base. It was 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 5 men left on base. David Brink picks up the win, going 6 innings, allowing just 1 run on 1 hit, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts. The 2 errors helped a couple more guys get on base. Cooper Twilliger is tagged with the loss, going 5 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, 1 strikeout. He threw just 80 pitches, so he can come back and then pitch again on Tuesday against Renner, which is our next game. And then J.J. Buckles with that third of an inning, just threw 1 pitch, got a pop out to the shortstop. That was the end of that inning. Tate Hembolt will pick up the save, giving up just 1 hit in that 1 inning. No walks, no strikeouts. We got a ground out, got a sacrifice bunt and then 2 pop outs to end the ball game. Time of the ball game was 1 hour and 47 minutes. We played 2 games under 2 hours, 1 hour and 43 of 8 innings, and 1 hour and 47 of a 7-inning game. And Post State starts the season at 0-2, and we'll take on the Renner Royals on Tuesday. And we'll have coverage starting at 4:45 and first pitch at 5 o'clock, part of back-to-back days of games, with them going then to Mandan on Wednesday. We'll have those for you as well on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Unfortunately for Post State, they're on the wrong side of 2 one-run ball games. They were that close to getting the game tied here in game 2. They were that close to winning game 1 as well, but just couldn't quite get the job done. And we'll start the season at 0-2. Brookings now improves to 4-2 and have won. That actually ended their streak in the 6th inning of 25 scoreless innings. And that ended that streak of 25 scoreless innings when Grayson Hunsley got the infield single to make it a 2-1 ball game at the time. But a 2-1 win for Brookings here in game 2, a sweep for Brookings over Pierre. As that will wrap things up for us here from the Bob Sheldon Field in Brookings. I want to say thanks to Drew McIntyre back at the station. John Wickler here signing off. 2-1 win. Game 1 was a 1-0 win in 8 innings for Brookings. A game 2 win, 2-1 in 7 innings for the Bandits with a sweep over Pierre. As we say so long from Bob Sheldon Field.
You've been listening to Post A Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post A Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, Bank West, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, American Family Insurance, Lamb Motors, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Wagner Auto, Construction, First Dakota National Bank, Avera, Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Shane's Pharmacy, Gales Gas, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, May Adam, Fish Round, Ferding Electric, True Green Chemlon, Beck Motors, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Kruger Contracting, AGE, Egtegra, and Stelkin Peterson. Join us all season for Post A Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. It's been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting.